In this video, we'll learn getListUi wire adapter. This adapter is currently in beta and we import this wire adapter from a Lightning UI list API module. Let's see when to use this adapter. I personally very like this adapter. So we use this wire adapter to get the records and the metadata for our list view. As a note, this adapter is not for production use right now, but it's always good to learn the new things. So that's why I'm building this video. Let's look at the syntax. The syntax is same as we have seen for other adapters. You need to import the wire from the LWC module. Then you need to import the wire adapter, that is getListUi, from a Lightning UI list API module. Then while calling this adapter, you need to pass some adapter configuration, that is object API name or a list view API name. For a object API name, you need to pass the what kind of record you want to fetch. So here we are fetching the record for a contact object. And what should be the list view API name there? Here I'm giving the all context, so it will bring all the context. Apart from that, you can add more adapter configuration like sort by, page size, page token, and this page size and page token gives you a freedom to do the pagination, and it's very smooth. I'll show you a technique by which the pagination you can do it with the fraction of lines, like very few lines. So let's go to our VS Code and see how this wire adapter work. So I'm in my VS Code. Let's create a component. We'll give this name getListUi demo WC. The component is ready. First thing what we're gonna do is we'll create a lightning card, and within this card we're gonna add some margin around it. Should be padding, I would say. Instead of margin, it should be padding around the card. And here list will come, and before deploying this component we have to set the targets and change the is exposed to true. I'm setting the targets because I'm going to place this component in a lightning app page, so I'm setting the target as the app page. Now the main thing we're going to write in our JS file is calling the adapter. So first thing, for adapter we need a wire service, so we are importing the wire from a LWC module. Then the second thing is we have to import the adapters. So our adapter is getListUi, so we are importing it from Lightning UI list API. Now adapter is available. Let's call the adapter using a wire service. I'm passing the adapter, and then we have to pass the adapter configuration. So configuration, first thing that is very much important is object API name, and for that we need to pass the object reference. We can hard code, but it's always good to pass the reference. So I'm giving a reference name as contact object, and I'll import that reference contact object from @salesforce schema contact. And the second parameter we have to pass is list view API name, and this should be all contacts. I'll show you how you get other names as well. And then we need whether to use a wire as a property or a function. So I am using wire as a function because it's easy to debug and to visualize the data. And here we'll say if data is there, console.log data, and similarly if error is there, error. So now our HTML has this simple card, nothing we are doing right now. In the JS file we are calling the adapter and printing the data in the console. You can change this console.error and print the error, and the JS configuration we change so that our component will be visible in the org. So now I'm deploying it. So it's deployed. Now I'm in our 0 to hero app wire service app page. Go to gear icon, click edit page. and we're gonna drag our component to the canvas area. So let's search for our component name, that is getListUi demo LWC. I dragged it into the right side. Hit save. Let's go back. And now let's do a right click, select inspect, go to the console and see what it's printing. So just make sure you are checking the right component. So my component name is getListUi LWC. I'll open this object. It is returning us information as well as the records. So in the records, you see it's sending us the 20 records. It's sending us a record. Each record has API name, fields, ID, and many things. Apart from that, the page size here is 50 right now. And if we look here, other stuff have list references. And if I go sort by is at two level. First it's sorting by name, then sorting by ID. And the info can look into other properties like display columns, column of the list view name, account name, and all. And apart from that, there are many things actually you can explore this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna print the records on the screen from the fields. So we have within the data we have a records. Within the records we have another records, and records are 20. And we're gonna just go to the each field. We're gonna print ID, email, or we can say name on the screen for each record. Okay, let's go to our VS Code again, and we'll create a property called contexts. Store the data here. The context, we initialize this context with the empty array, and we'll say this dot context equal to data dot records dot records. We already seen within the data we have records, and then further records has the records. Now we have the context. So let's go to our HTML and create a table here. You can use the data table, but I'm gonna use a plain table right now. So I'll say table class slds table slds table hyphen buffer. These all classes you look into Lightning Design System library. We have a table now, and apart from that, if you want to give some border, you can give the class slds table bordered, which look the table comes with a border. Then each table has a heading, so that for that we have t head tag and we have a t body tag. So t head will contain all the headers, so we'll create a row for a header basically, and each row will have table heading. So here what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the three headings. One will be a name, second will be a email, and the third will be a title. And within the body we want to run the loop, and we'll say for context which we are storing in a JS file, we run the loop on this context, and we'll say for item have contact. And now we have to create a row. So each row will be a repetitive basically based on the number of records, and we want three table data because we have three table heading. And here what we're gonna do is we'll say contact, go to fields, name, and go to value. Similarly we're gonna do for other stuff. So second heading is the email, so we'll say in the field take the email dot value, and the third the title, take the title dot value. Right now it's showing error because for each loop expect you to pass the key, and we'll say contact dot fields dot id dot value. So id is always unique, that's why we are providing the key as unique id. And now our table is ready. So let's deploy and see if it's printing the table or not. We can use the data table, but I'll show you how to use data table more efficiently in the future videos. That's why I'm using a plain SLDS data table. So now it's deployed. Let's go press the page. Let's see if it prints the table. It didn't print the table. It throws an error and it says cannot read fields of undefined. Let's see where it's saying it. Fields dot name dot value. Let's go and we'll see what's the issue here. And now you can see I'm using for item contact, and here I use concat. And other thing that I want to do here is I can wrap this into the if true directive if you want to hide the table until unless the data comes. But let's deploy it without doing that and see how it looks. So now it's deployed. Let's go back and refresh the page. And now you can see that it's printing so many records, around 20. So the list view is coming perfectly fine, but now the client has a requirement to show only the 10 list. So we have that freedom to configure in this wire adapter. That's why I love this adapter. So what I'm gonna do now, I'll pass another configuration and I'll say I want page size 10. So it will return me only the 10 records. And let's deploy this. Now it's deployed. Let's refresh the page. And now you see it's showing only the 10 records. And now if I want my title to be sorted, so let's go and add another property called sorted by default the sort works with name, so we can pass another property sort by, and we can pass the reference of title field, and let's import the title field, from the contact object and the dot title, and let's deploy this. Now it's deployed. Let's go back and refresh the page. And now you see it's sort the title. It keep blank on a higher priority, then it start with C D R S S. So it sort, basically you can sort based on the any field that you want. Now the most cool feature of this property is the pagination. So let's see how the pagination works. And if I go to the console and see the data, in this data within the records we have few other parameters. Right now this is next page token will be there somewhere, next page token 10. So next current page token is 0, next page token is 10. So if I want my pagination to work, every time it will bring me next 10 records. Apart from that, if you want to go back, right now previous page token is null, but if we implement this token system, it will gives us the previous and next record features. So let's go and create a pagination with a few lines. So first we'll create a button so that we able to achieve the pagination, and for that I'll create a div. I'll say class SLDS grid just for the alignment purpose. Create another div quickly with a class SLDS margin around medium, and I'll copy this, and again within the first div I'll create a button, lightning button, label I'll say previous, I'll say on click handle yes, and we'll create this method in JS soon. I'll close this button. I'll copy this button and I'll create another button in the another div, and I'll give this label name as next, and I'll say handle next page. We can write that makes more sense, and here we can say handle previous page. So now we have two buttons, one with the previous label, second one is the next button, and both will call some method. We'll go here and create that method quickly. Right now let's keep it empty only. Right now we just set up the design, we haven't done anything specific to pagination. So now for pagination, in the getListUi adapter configuration, we have some other fields like page token. What should be the page token? And for that, what we can do is we'll create some more property here. I'll say page token is null initially, but whenever the page token is available, it will be a reactive property for you. So right now it's null. When it comes, it will recall the wire adapter whenever this value gets changed. And we have another properties like next page token, and we initialize it as null as well. And the last one is previous page token, and we initialize it with the null as well. Now we have three token: page token, next page token, and previous token. And once the data is available, what we're gonna do is we'll say this dot next page token equal to data dot records dot next page token, because in that record we are getting the next page token. Similarly for previous page token, whatever the previous page token comes with the call, just store it into a property previous page token. And now for each next and previous, what we're going to do for previous, we'll say page token is this dot previous page token. And for the next one, what we're going to do, we'll say next page token. So let's see how it works. Let me explain you once again. When the first time we call him, we pass it null. So once the data come, page token will be 0, next page token is 10, and previous page token will be null. But as soon as I click on next, the next page token here coming back is 10. So now the page token become 10. As soon as the property gets changed, this wire will call the next 10 set of records. And similarly, once we call it, now the previous token will be 10 and next token will be 20. Like that it gonna work. So let's see how it goes. Let's deploy this. Now it's deployed. Let's go to our app page and refresh the page. Now we have the data. Let's open the inspect as well, just so that you can understand in a better way. I'll open the object, and here in the records, by default the next page token is 10 now, previous page token is null. Okay, let's hit the next button. I click the next button. Now you see it immediately move to the next, and let's see if it prints something else. Yes, the second call prints again. Let's go to the records. Now the current page token is 10, previous page token is 0, earlier it was null. Okay, and the next page token is null because we have only total record 20. So if you have more records, you will get another token here. In the next page token, it will be another 20. So right now we have total 20 records. That's the reason it's showing only one pagination. And if I click previous, it will go back. And even if I click next continuously, it is automatically understanding I should go back to 0 because this was my last one. So this is the beauty of getListUi adapter, and this is how you can render the list. You fetch the list, you can change the sorting, you can change the page size, you can implement the pagination with a single adapter. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video.